Hey, welcome to the JMFG podcast. I just want to tell everybody, hey, thank you for everything like I always do. Thank you guys for the support. And I want to say happy holidays to everybody. Christmas is upon us again. Seems like the years and time is just flying by. So hey, for everybody out there, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. This episode should air right around Christmas time or right after Christmas. And so today what I did was every year for Christmas, I've been sponsoring a family or try to sponsor a family or help out people that are needed or that, don't have things that we have, the less fortunate for Christmas. So this year, I actually have a guest coming on this year that's going to talk about what she does for a living, because they do a lot helping, basically what I'm doing, they helping through sharing. So, and it's a nonprofit organization, so if people want to donate to it, we'll get all into that during the show. But with no further ado, I'm going to let my guest go ahead and introduce herself.
So good afternoon. My name is Keisha Adams. I'm with Action Pathways. It's a nonprofit organization, as Johnny just shared, and we have the Aspire program. And the Aspire program is designed to make people become self-sufficient. So if you're struggling with finances, resume building, trying to further your career, the Aspire program is something that you should check out. That phone number.
Yeah, you can put it up there. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So the phone number is 910-485-6131. And whenever Miss Teresa answers the phone, just say, I would like to speak to Brittany or somebody in the Aspire program, and they'll be able to assist you.
So now with the Aspire program, having said that, do you have to have a certain amount of income, like household income that you make, or?
Yes, good point. So we are 125% of the poverty guidelines. But if you go to our website, actionpathways.ngo, then the guidelines are broken down for you to see what it is for a family size of 1, all the way up to some people have 8, 9 people in their family. So that information is listed on our website.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And so with Action Pathways, like, I know for me, for Christmas, like, how do you guys reach out to people to make sure, or, like, how do you get people to volunteer? Like, can you volunteer time or money, or how does that work?
So it's several things that you can do. So one of the things, like, we reach out to sponsors such as yourself.
Okay.
Because our participants, they write a letter stating why their family needs assistance for Christmas. And so if they've already had assistance, we try to get a different family every year. So that way everybody can have a chance at a good Christmas. So the more sponsors that we have, the more families that we can assist.
Okay.
One of those things you can do if you want to go on our website, there's a donation tab. You can donate. But most of the time we try to build relationships. So throughout the year, when we need vendors or sponsors such as yourself, then hey, they could just say, do you want to volunteer? Do you want to be a vendor for me again? Right. Like I reached out to you, and it's greatly appreciated, because when you get to see the look on the kids' faces and the parents who don't have it, because they got to think about those main things, the light bill, the rent, where the food going to come from. And so Christmas sort of falls back. Mm-hmm. And I know as a kid for myself, Christmas was a big thing for me that I look forward to.
Right.
And so we just want to try to keep that for the kids as well.
See, I grew up dirt poor, so Christmas was like, hey, look, it was like an ordinary day. You might have got 1 or 2 presents. And don't get me wrong, I had a great childhood. I love my parents to death. But having said that, like you said, there was priorities in the family that came first, whether it was a light bill or the water bill.
Yes. That's
going to come before you get a bicycle or something like that.
Yes.
And so I understand, and that's why every year I try to do as much as I can. Like, if I could sponsor 10 families, I would. And I do the same thing in Georgia. I don't know if you guys do this here. I'll ask but do you guys do, like, before kids start school, do you guys do book bags and stuff like that? Or?
Yes, for our participants that are in the program, we do.
Okay.
And we also have the summer youth program, so the kids that are of age to work, they get a chance to actually make money and go out and be able to buy some of the things they like for school.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me know when that comes around, because what I do is, I love Walmart. I stay in Walmart. So I always go to the discount rack in Walmart. Okay. But I just bought, I want to say, don't quote me, I think I bought about 50 packs of paper. Because, after school start, all the paper go down to like 25 cents, 10 cents. I'm like, you should have charged people that to begin with. But anyway, so I bought a lot of that because I told my sister last year, what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to match 10% of the book bags that they give out. So they'll give them out with book bags, paper, pen, and other stuff in the book bags. So I bought the paper already. I got folders, I got glue, got pencils, pens. All I got to buy now is book bags, depending on how many they give. I'm going to try to match that 10% of whatever they give.
And normally what we do, we buy those school supplies. So we have everything together. And it ranges from pre-K to high school. And sometimes like if there's a specific thing that they need, then the case managers try to make sure that they have that to start back to school with.
So now, Ms. Keisha, I'm going to back up. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been with Action Pathways. September made my 12th year.
Now, how did you get into it? I'm just curious. How did you...
Actually, I was unemployed for 2 years, and I needed a position, so it was a program support aide position open.
Okay.
And I actually applied for that, and it was supposed to only last for 6 months.
But it was a job for you to, like, because you were unemployed, and it was a job to get you started.
Yes, and so it's only supposed to last for 6 months, but within that 6 months has turned into 12 years.
Oh my God. And I know you love it because you've been doing it for 12 years.
Yes. You meet some amazing people. Some of the stories really touch you, and some of it you can relate to.
Right. So now I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna ask. So other than my family, what's one of the best families out there, or one of your best stories that you would share for people during this time? Like, I mean, best, like happiest, because then I'm gonna ask you what's the saddest. But what's the best story if you can remember? If you don't mind sharing.
One of the best stories that I can remember was a little boy. Of course, like I said, because you have the mom had the rent, the light bill, and everything. And he came up to the office with her, and he just said all he wanted was a coloring book.
Really?
All he wanted was a coloring book. Like, out of everything that he could have said he wanted, he only wanted a coloring book.
How old was he?
I think he was like maybe 7 or 8, but you can tell he really understood what his mother was going through.
Yeah.
And so that was so heartwarming because, you have some kids that are so ungrateful. They don't care what their parents are going through. Right. I want this, and this. Oh, yeah. But that's all he wanted. So stuff like that really just touches your heart to know he understands the situation his family is in.
Right.
And so he's grateful for anything. And the mother was the same way. I'm just grateful for anything that you can provide for the family.
See, and for me, that goes a long ways. Because now it's not about, just like I try to raise my kids, it's not about what you have, the materialistic stuff.
Right.
I'm going to put clothes on your back, food in your stomach, and you can live a decent life, you know. Because I remember one time, one of my son's friends had came into the house, and this kid could eat. I'm like, good Lord. And I knew they weren't rich. They weren't like poverty, but I knew they were kind of poor. And one day I asked him, I said, hey man, you like school? He's like, yep. I said, what's your favorite subject? And he goes, I like lunch. And I laughed. I laughed, right? And then it dawned on me that the reason why that kid liked lunch so much is because he knew he was getting food. And then as he got older, as he got older, probably about 15, 16 years old, we were talking a little bit, because I kind of took this kid in and mentored him.
Okay.
And one time he told me, he said, Mr. Johnny, you know what? I remember one time I told you I like lunch. He said, back then when my mom and dad didn't have good jobs, he's like, sometimes the only meal I got was at school. I said, man, are you serious? He said, yes, sir. I said, why didn't you tell me that? He was like, I was just embarrassed. My parents were like, don't you go to nobody's house and, eat all their food. If they offer you dinner, you can eat. But, I look back to things like that, and it's like, with this kid saying the coloring book, you never know how bad somebody's got it. Because our society nowadays, in my opinion, is so geared towards what kind of shoes you got, what kind of car you drive, how big your house is. It's
the
not
name brand stuff.
That's all it is, like name brand stuff.
Yes, the name brand stuff.
Like I tell people, I'm gonna wear my Wranglers from Walmart. I got some richer Wranglers too, but that's me, Like, I'm not trying to impress nobody. You know what I mean? And my daughter thrift shop for her. She'll thrift shop for herself. She buys me something. I'm just as grateful for it because it's new to me.
And most importantly, we make the clothes. The clothes don't make us.
That's a fact. So. That's what I tell people. I can put on anything. Like this right here came from a thrift store, but I can put on anything, make it look
good
or bad. You know what I mean? It's, yeah. Because some people say my hat look terrible, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, now we're not gonna get on the hat.
I know. Right? Yeah. Please don't get on the hat. We'll make a donation next year for the hat. So now, having said that, with that 5-year-old kid that came in and touched your heart, like how long had you been with Action Pathways at that point?
I think I had probably been maybe 2 years in.
Okay.
Like when I first started, and that was like one of the cases that I could remember.
Okay. Now, do you ever have, and I'm pretty sure you do, like my buddy Mike Parks, he started a non-organization for his daughter, and he still have kids now because he buys like stuff for kids going to college, help them get through college. And he says every now and then he'll have kids come back and they'll speak at his function, which I think is amazing. So do you ever have families? I'm pretty sure you have mothers and fathers that come back and...
So the Aspire program is a 2-year program.
Okay.
And so they have graduation at the end.
Okay.
So once the graduates come up, they share their stories. Some of the people we've even employed, because they was able to get the credentials they needed to fulfill a job.
That is awesome.
So during the graduation, you get to hear some stories that you was like, wow, you would have never known that person was in that situation.
That's awesome.
And you was talking about one of the saddest stories. And we had one graduate that she shared with her and her family was living in a car. They were homeless. But nobody never knew.
That's crazy, man.
Nobody never knew. Looking at her, you could not tell.
Right.
But her and her family was homeless.
And living in a
car.
That's crazy. But on the same token, it's America. So I don't do politics, but I'm going to talk politics real quick. Well, I ain't even talk politics. I don't know politics. But what I will say is, I've always been a strong believer in let's take care of home first. And when I hear stories like this, we got Americans that are homeless, hungry. We got American veterans. We got American law enforcement. We got American officer corps guys out there. We got American school teachers that are just barely making it. But yet we're sending all this aid and all this money to other countries. I'm all about helping out. Don't get me wrong.
Help home first.
But help home first.
Help home first. I'm a big believer. Help home first.
Yeah, and when I see people or I hear stories like this, it's one of the reasons why I started the podcast. It's helping through sharing. Like I tell people, I'm not rich by no means, but if I can help you, I'll donate my time. I might not be able to write you a check for something, but I can definitely donate my time to either help out, like if you're serving food for the homeless or something like that. By all means, reach out to me, and I'll do all I can to be there. Because I just think that if we don't start as a nation just coming together and start working together, we're not going to be a nation. I mean, we're not going to be anything. Because right now, I think social media and all that stuff is designed to tear us apart.
Yes. People look at social media and think that's life. That is not life.
It's not.
That is not life at all.
Oh, I had a buddy of mine. Him and his wife, they're divorced now. And I ain't going to say their name, but his wife would post on Facebook, and I thought they had the best marriage in the world. You know what I mean? Then when we get together, he'd be like, oh, John, I'm about to choke her. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm about to choke her.
Yeah, Facebook is a big fantasy world.
That's it. And then
Do not believe it.
And I've said that before. Like, I wonder how many people actually hate their lives, but they want everybody else to think
it's perfect.
It's just the perfect. I'm like, ain't nothing perfect. Ain't nothing perfect. You know what I mean? No matter how hard we try, it's not going to be perfect. But we can try to be perfect.
Exactly.
And donating time, donating money, and donating yourself to help out these nonprofit organizations, it don't cost you nothing.
Right. Anytime that you want to volunteer, we have a volunteer form. You can fill it out, and somebody in corporate will get back with you. We are always looking for volunteers. No matter how big or small, we appreciate anything that anyone does for us.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So, Action Pathways, is that just here in Fayetteville, or is that?
So Action Pathways is in Fayetteville, but we have a lot of sister agencies that touch other surrounding counties as well.
Okay.
So we cover Cumberland and Sampson County, but if there's a county that they need assistance with, then we can pull it up and provide them that sister agency.
Okay. So y'all got like a branch off?
Yes.
Of other, okay. And do y'all cover all counties in North Carolina or just certain ones? As
far as I know, it's all counties in North Carolina.
Okay.
And we even have, like the Head Start program is one of our programs. You know, for mothers that's trying to work and their kids need to go to school. We have the food bank for people who need food.
Right.
You know, another program that I'm a part of is the weatherization program. We have 11 counties that we cover.
Okay.
You know, and all that information can be found on our website.
Okay. So weatherization, what does that mean?
So weatherization is where, you know, you get that light bill, you open it up and you like, whew, $400?
Right.
You know, and you can't afford it, so you know you need some air sealing, duct sealing. You need something to tighten that home so it's not making your light bill go up. So weatherization is where you're going in, reducing that light bill, or as we like to say, making that home more energy efficient.
Look at mother feel like one of them forms because my light bill.
And now that's 200% of the poverty guidelines. I always remember anything with a nonprofit organization, you have to income qualify.
Right. But I think that's good though, because so many people take advantage of it.
Yes.
If they could, you know,
yes.
And that's sad in the world we live in, that people can't afford it. They'd much rather take that away from somebody that can't afford it.
I agree.
And that's just terrible to even think that. That's sad. So now, once they graduate out of your program, what happens then?
So once they graduate out of our program, certain things we cannot do for them, but anytime they need assistance with resources, we can still provide that. Okay.
Now, are y'all partnered with anybody in the counties, like, you know, like you have like the what is it called? Like the workers.
Work First.
Yeah, like Work First. Are y'all partnered with?
We have like a case manager / employment specialist.
Okay.
Position, so that person is responsible for building those relationships to help them find employment.
That's pretty cool.
We also have like urban ministries, because finances, getting your credit. People don't understand the importance of credit.
Look here, I understand the importance of credit, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, my credit score is probably like 490. I might be at like 505, but
nobody believes that.
Yeah.
But they don't realize the stuff that did not fall off their credit, or how long stuff stay on the credit.
Right.
So they have to sign up for that workshop, because it's not just about paying bills. It's about making you become self-sufficient to the point that, hey, this program helped me. It was great. But now this is what I can do on my own to help me and my family maintain. Because we don't want you going backwards. We want you going forward.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So over the last 12 years, it's probably a big number. You probably don't even know it. How many families would you say you guys have helped?
Ooh.
She's like, ooh.
Yes, it is a big number. We have helped a lot, but I don't want to put a number out there and then it's not the correct number. But we have helped a lot of families, and each grant year we allotted so many families that we try to fulfill in Cumberland and Sampson County.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So now, with the families that you get on these programs, they come into the program, and like you said before, they have 1 up to 8, or how many ever family members they got. Now, say there's a family of 3 kids, and they got a 5-year-old, 10-year-old, and say a 15-year-old. Okay. Do y'all take all 3 of those kids and put them in like different programs, like during the summertime? If the parents are working, do y'all have like summer programs?
We don't have that per se, but let's just say, hey, I may need help with daycare. Okay. Because each case is on a case-by-case basis. So just know, because person A was able to receive a service, that doesn't mean person B is going to receive that service, because each case is different. Right. So with the Aspire program, the first thing you have to do is attend an orientation. That orientation is going to tell you the do's and don'ts, what are the expectations, because we have to have your buy-in. Right. If we don't have your buy-in, we're not getting anywhere. It's not going to be beneficial. Right. So once we have that buy-in, then you're scheduled an intake. That intake, they have to meet with the case manager. They have to tell us their goals, areas that they want to improve on, what are some of their strengths, what are some of their weaknesses. So it's more like really like a get to know you type of thing. Right. And you build that rapport with your case manager. Because it may be a situation that she shared with you that you thought no more about, but something came across her email or her desk, and she said, oh, you know what? I just received this information. See if you could benefit from it. Okay. So the main thing is networking and resources. Right. So if you get that network, you share that information. Sometimes just me going out, general conversation. For example, when I first met you.
That's true. And I said, what do you do?
And shared about the program, because a lot of people don't know. Right. I didn't even know about the program until I started working for the agency.
Well, hey, everybody that's watching the show, Google Action Pathways, and you did say the website, but I can't remember. I'll put it on the link so that you guys can go check it out. But I definitely want guys to check it out. And for you, Miss Keisha, I want to just say thank you for all that you're doing, because we have so many people out there that are wanting, needing, and you guys are fulfilling that. And I think that's what I think our country is about. That's what I think life is about. I think life is about how do you become, just like I tell my kids all the time, when every morning when I wake up, I want to be a better man than I was yesterday.
Most definitely.
Yeah, my credit score is lower, but I want to be a better man than what I was the day before. You know what I mean? Whether that's I help somebody or not, because when I got to meet, the mother of the family that we sponsored this year, I'm not gonna lie, that was touching. Just like you sent me that list, I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'll tell people my experience with it real quick. Okay. Every year whenever I get a list from Miss Keisha, it's always, hey Johnny, you don't have to get everything on the list, because you'll send me the list, and then at the bottom it'll be things that are like wanted items, like iPods or AirPods and Nintendo DSs or whatever, like a PlayStation or whatever. And what I told my daughter this year, I was like, hey, we'll get them this, and this, da-da-da-da-da. And then when we went to go get the stuff, shows how much I read the list. I didn't see on the bottom that the kid was autistic. Lauren was like, no, Daddy, we're getting that. He's autistic right now. I was like, holy Christ. Because that touched me, because I got 2 autistic nephews. My nephew Wyatt and my nephew Keisha, and they're both autistic. Okay. So for me, when I saw that, it automatically was like, I'm getting that kid whatever he wants. Just not because you're trying to buy the kid, but it's because he's already special in his own way. Right. Smart as hell, but already special in his own way because he's autistic. So as soon as I saw that, it was done. And Lauren was like, what are you going to do for the son? We got to do for the girl. I was like, all right.
And I appreciate your daughter taking that time to
oh, yeah, she does it every year.
Wrap the gifts. It's
I wrap too now. Hold on, give me my credit.
Well, you wrap a couple gifts. Exactly. But we appreciate Lauren for all that she do.
Oh, yeah.
It's really appreciated.
Yeah.
But most importantly, you know, we're made up of board of directors, our CEO, our director, all amazing people who believe in the vision and mission of Action Pathways. And so when you have that type of team, you can create those type of results. And then we have our vendors such as you who really understand and truly do it with the passion of giving and nothing else in return. That means everything to us. So we want to thank you as well.
Oh, well, you're welcome. And like I told you day one, when I first started doing this a few years back, I don't want no thank yous. I don't want to meet nobody because you like, no, the family want to meet you. I'm like, nope.
Exactly.
Tell them I'm going. Tell them I ain't even. But this time, I really wanted to meet the family just because Lauren was like, oh, Daddy's autistic. I was like, I definitely want to meet the family. And for everybody watching this, I'll actually have the mother come on because she's actually a special needs teacher.
Yes.
So when she told me that, I was like, oh my God. You know, I was like,
she is.
I was trying to hold it together. I didn't want to cry. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I changed the subject. I was like, oh, let's not talk about something else.
Yeah, she's amazing. You know, she has a beautiful story to share. Hopefully when she comes on, she can share it with you.
Yeah. And she told me, she was like, because I told her.
She's amazing.
Like, that's,
yes.
And to me, that's what, like, how do we make, when people talk about how do we make this world a better place? Well, the world's actually pretty great.
It really
it's people that are jacked up. You know, we got good technology now. You know, you got DoorDash. You ain't even got to leave your house to get food.
For nothing.
For nothing. You ain't got to leave your house for nothing.
Grab that phone
Prime, it's there.
Get what you need.
So that's why I don't understand how we're so far ahead now, but yet we're so far back.
Because you still have some people that's selfish in their own way.
And we all are.
And so, you know, you have some people that if the spotlight is not on them, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But then, and I keep referring back to you as well as the rest of our sponsors, they give it and they don't even want to be in the spotlight. Like we have to push you guys in the spotlight just to show that appreciation that we thank you. But I think once everybody realizes we're all the same and we should all have the same mission that we want to help everybody, I think we're going to get there. We're going to speak it into existence.
Oh, I hope so. Because me and Lauren, we was driving home last night and I told Lauren, I said, Lauren, you know what's sad? She's like, what's that, Dad? I said, baby, I don't make a ton of money, but I look at guys like, and I'm not talking about, I won't even say a name, but I look at all these athletes that are making millions and millions and billions of dollars. They got $1 million yachts. Michael Jordan. They got all this money, you know what I mean?
Which he's not calling names.
I ain't gonna call no names. But these guys got all this money. It's like, dude, like, you can never ever spend all that money you got ever. You can eat Wagyu steak every day and you know, have a chauffeur drive, whatever. You'll never spend all that. Why not? I just feel like, and I'm not saying Michael Jordan don't do that, so, because I know he does.
Right.
And he donates. But what I don't understand is, there should be caps like on, I think, like sports, when it comes to sports like that. If we're going to pay you, you know, $100 million and 10% of that is going to go to a nonprofit. You can pick what nonprofit you want, but we're not paying you that much money. It's, in my eyes, it's ridiculous. And then I look at America's heroes, teachers, law enforcement,
underpaid,
first responders, military, underpaid. You know, these guys are putting their lives on the line every single day.
From that aspect, I do agree with you on that.
You know, like, I don't understand how, just like people like you that are trying to make people's lives better, like, probably should be getting paid more. Like, period. And then I think, like, if nothing else, first responders, law enforcement, teachers, nurses, people like that right there, they should be paying taxes. Why? I hate to say it, why you already underpaying them, and then you hit them upside the head with taxes.
That much is true. That much is true.
And so I sit around sometimes, like, my brain just start running. I'm like, I just don't understand where the dollar has became almost like it has become who we are now. Like I was saying earlier, what you drive, what house you live in, you know.
It doesn't define who you are.
It doesn't define who you are, you know.
But some people, they feel like they need it because at the end of the day, when your time comes, you can't take any of that materialistic stuff with you.
Oh, that's why I don't worry about my credit score. 510,
and this credit score,
512, 408. It's like, hey, dude, when I die, guess what? They gonna cremate me anyway. Like, hey, Mr. Glenn, you ain't got no insurance. You know, we just gonna put him in the ground like we can. You know, throw him on the side of the road. That'll work. Get a buzz. Hey, give it back to give it back to nature. But that's just. But having said that, you know, I know I joke around, I clown a lot, but I just don't understand where we are as a country. And then, like, I don't watch no TV. I watch a movie, but I very seldom watch the news. Very seldom watch the news. Because I'm just sick and tired of just seeing, like, negativity in the news when things like what you be doing, it should be
They
covered.
could actually focus more on that.
Yeah, like, you know, you what you're doing will never make the news.
But that's just what I was about to say. You ever notice if it's positive,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
But the minute it's negative, everybody gonna screenshot it, send it. Did you see such and such?
They get on the bandwagon.
Yes.
They getting the likes.
Yes.
They sharing.
Yes.
It's like, hey, so everybody that watching this, y'all better be sharing this episode right here.
Please do. Remember, actionpathways.ngo.
Actionpathways.ngo.
Amazing organization.
What is NGO? Non-government organization, right? Okay, I thought that. I always forget NGO for whatever reason. But anyways,
Yes.
Miss Keisha, is there anything else you want to add to this episode? By all means, just
One thing I would like to just say, if you have free time, if you have stuff that you would like to donate, reach out to not necessarily my agency, but any agency within your county or your area that you can help. If you want to volunteer, believe it or not, we used to have big people coming in volunteering, and I understand due to COVID now, people is more, sort of standoffish. But even if you have like an hour or two just to volunteer, that makes all the difference in the world.
okay.
Yes.
So hey guys, everybody out there, all my subscribers, viewers, listeners, supporters, Action Pathways, right there in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it's actionpathways.ngo.
NGO. Yes.
Actionpathways.ngo. I would spell it, but I got that Georgia education. We wouldn't even try that. So hey, on a positive note, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year's, everybody. Please be safe. I hope Santa Claus bring you and your kids everything that you wish for. I'm just wishing for that 800 credit score. If I can get that, I'm good. But other than that, that's all I got.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you. Oh, that was so good. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my.